Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, December 19th, less than a week away from Christmas, 2025. You're in the live trading room. You get rid of this. Well, let's do this. Preview, force quit. There we go. There's yesterday's charts. What a great, what great price movement we had yesterday. Just absolutely perfect for trading. Just did three trades yesterday for plus 104, but look at these swings that we were having yesterday. Lots of breakouts. This is just a great preview of great preview of our process of how we do it with these breakouts. Coming, had that breakout going down the beginning, going back up, down, another swing high. And then look at this great sell off in the afternoon and another giant swing high, really all the way up to here. And then more sell off, another swing high, more sell off. And that's how the whole day went. Could have traded all day yesterday, except this is not my whole life. Anyway, let me get back to here. Q closed at 609.05. Is currently sitting at 611.64. So no gap play this morning. Let's get up to real time. There we go. Let's go ahead and get rid of that and head over to the option chain. We've got 1.373 million traded on the underlying, and we'll likely start, probably the 609 on the call side and the 613 on the put side. Those will even out a little bit more. We'll requote those when we get in and get this pre-market volume in. So that is it for me. I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to Keith. Good morning, Keith.
Morning, Tim. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, good day yesterday. Did a few more trades in the afternoon. Ended up 60 cents for the day yesterday. So not a stellar day, but hey, 3, 4 months ago, 60 cents would have been an outstanding day. So
Exactly.
yeah. So it's been good. Anyway, this morning we had one of the Fed members speaking at 9 o'clock, and we will have about six reports coming out at 10 o'clock.
Wow.
Existing home sales, the Michigan Consumer Expectations Index, say that fast.
Yeah.
Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, and their inflation 1 year and 5 year inflation expectations. No other announcements or people speaking, no bond auctions today. So that'll be it today. So likely there will be a pop at 10 today. So, and
Yeah.
I'll be trading today's expiration with Tim. And I think that's about all I had here this morning.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the report. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And let's see what else we've got to report. Just a reminder to have 20 cents between each of your hash marks. So you're always looking at the same size candles. And it doesn't have to be 20, it can be 10, it can be 50, whatever you want. Just as long as they're the same from day to day, so that you're looking at the same size candles from day to day, lest our eyes get fooled by the size of the candles. We have about 30 seconds to go. We're going to hopefully finish up a real strong week this week. And yeah, let me let Kathleen in. There we go. We have 15 seconds. There's 10. Stand by. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Bell was a little late this morning. Price trying to move up a little bit here. We're above VWAP. We've got our 5 minute in the call bias position. We've got our 1 minute is just crossing into the call bias position. Let's see what we've got on the broader indices. The Dow is up 138, Nas is up 122, S&P is up 25. So positive on the broader indices. Got price climbing, got a bit of a breakout going here right off the bat. So let's look over at I'll be at the 611 on the call side if this should tear away. Although we're real cautious the first 5 minutes. Lots of reversals. This is why we usually let the first 5 minutes go by because it's very unpredictable.
If indeed you do choose to trade in that first 5 minutes, shoot for lower gains and be in and out quickly on those.
Yeah. Yes. Good advice. All right. I'm going to run down to the 612 on the call side. 612 strike call. It's starting to come off its high here a little bit. Our 1 minute MACD is already at plus 1.04. So I'm not going to chase this call. Got price coming down here a bit. Maybe still coming down. So on the put side, I'm going to be at the 616 on the put side. Now you can always take a lower strike if you want, a little less expensive strike, of course. Price still rising. But starting to see some pullbacks develop here, which showing weakening pressure, up pressure.
It put a pseudo demand zone at the bottom of that first 5 minute candle.
Okay, way back there.
Yep.
There we go.
Got close to a doji on that last candle.
Mm-hmm.
Got the 1 minute MACD's flattening around, trying to turn down.
Yeah, pretty good angle on that too.
Yeah.
It's like we maybe are in some early consolidation right now. So we have the market maker or market makers selling into the market early on in the session, right off from minute one, up a bit. Now we got some cooling off going on. Probably trying to decide which way it's going to go here. Anyway, we may be getting a supply zone here in the next couple of minutes if the price keeps coming down. That's okay.
The 1 minute MACD trying to cross over going down.
See if we're going to bounce off a VWAP here.
VWAP and yesterday's high are right on top of each other, too.
Okay. Got Dow's up 220, Nas is up 143, S&P's up 33. Still pretty good numbers, especially the Dow. Very positive. Wow. Just made it on the 5 minute. It's on a doji.
Yeah, look at that.
So I'm going to put a supply zone in.
That is very rare to get a doji on the 5 minute.
Indeed. Let's turn this red color more. HSV 60. There we go. So you can see the 1 minute, it did turn, came down, bounced off of the control line, went up, and now is crossing again.
And given the strong green market, I'd like to really see that 5 minute really turning down though before I get into a put here.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
And that's what we look for. That's part of our technique is getting agreement on our MACDs. Okay, we're breaking through the supply zone. Bouncing off of VWAP, MACD, 1 minute MACD again. Trying to break loose. Still keeping an eye on the 612 on the call side. If this should break out. Okay, stand by on this 612 on the call side. I'm going to go ahead and try to get into this. And I did at about 390.
Got in at $4.
All right, stand by to take profit. I'm going to go ahead and take profit here. Come on, sell. Out at 337. 390 to 337.
Got out at 454.
Nice. Still going. If you're still in this, you're doing fine.
I stand corrected. Got out at 458. So $4 to 458.
Nice.
So I got a much better fill. Wow.
All right, so that was just a classic breakout. That's exactly what we look for. We broke through the supply zone and price continued traveling up, and it showed strength about the candle before this. Two candles before this started showing strength moving up, and that's what spurred us to get in. And of course, looking at our MACDs, they were in agreement and still are in agreement.
Yeah, but it was good that we took profit when we did, even though it's gone up further. Things were really getting really, really high on those
Yeah,
MACDs.
yeah, true.
Yeah, the 1 minute MACD's up to 1.7, 5 minute MACD's up to 2.2.
Yeah,
Very,
that's turnaround time.
yeah.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on that,
On which?
on your aversion to the MACD being in a certain level?
Yeah. Um, so on the 1 minute MACD, anything above 5 or -5 going, in the opposite direction starts putting up a yield sign for us.
But point 0.5 and
Point
minus
0.5,
0.5.
excuse me, and -0.5. 0.5. As I said, becomes a warning sign for us. On the 5 minute, it's more like -1 and +1 on
And I'd even go as high as 2 and minus 2 on the 5 minute.
it. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely when it starts getting that range, it's really starting to find some resistance to go higher or support to go lower. So any positions we get in, we try to take quicker profit and then get out.
Yeah. We just know that the higher our MACDs or the lower our MACDs go, the closer we are to a reversal. And we have back tested that and studied that for quite a while now. Does that help, Ryan?
Um, I'm struggling with the point 0.5 that Keith mentioned. I mean, I see obviously the zero line, and we're up right now around 180. What
Mm-hmm.
what does the point 0.5 mean?
Well, as you look at as you back test and you look at previous times, a lot of time, probably 80% of the time or so, it'll bounce between plus zero point 0.5 and minus zero point 0.5. Now, we've certainly broken out above that right now, but generally speaking, that's just the hackles on our back of our neck start going up when it gets above that to get into a new call or below minus zero point 0.5 to get into a new put. So, but the best thing I can do is even if we get a chance a little bit later, so we'll look at yesterday's range that it was in and sort of see where it typically goes.
Thank you.
Yep. Good question. Good question, though.
Didn't have my 100,000 lineup. I do now, of course, and you can see that we've been above 100,000 here for. Let me turn on the left extension. There we go. Have had great volume here.
And just to clarify also, Brian, on my MACDs, I have drawn in the plus zero point 0.5 and the minus zero point 0.5 line. So I get a visual look and say, ooh, we're above that. So let's be a little cautious.
And we have a new supply zone
We do indeed. How about that?
Yes. I'm going to duplicate this one, drag it up.
And actually, we probably can put where that one just came from a true demand zone too.
Yes, indeed. We'll just switch them. Duplicate.
Hmm.
Price is just in consolidation right now.
Yeah, the 1 minute's trying to cross back over going down, but 5 minutes still pointing up to the stars.
Indeed. So we've got already 10,300,000 traded on the underlying. What happened to my, there they are. Dow is up 218, Nasdaq is up 228, S&P is up 47. So very strong positive markets this morning. Just getting consolidation in here. So remember, we generally go from consolidation to breakout to consolidation to breakout. That was a nice little breakout, that last one. Our 1 minute MACD is crossed back under. It's on the put side now, although quite high in the case.
When we get a few minutes, let me share my screen and I'll show something on those MACDs.
Okay.
In fact, while we're waiting here, why don't I
Okay.
share it now?
Yeah, we can do that now. Here, I'm going to stop sharing. All right, you got it.
Okay. So this is the chart from yesterday, the full day chart from yesterday. And down here at the bottom is the 1 minute MACD. And you see these red lines are plus zero point 0.5 and minus zero point 0.5. And during the day, we back here at 9:30, we got a stop up at plus zero point 0.5, got another stop at plus zero point 0.5, got to stop just a little below minus zero point 0.5 and another little minus zero point 0.5. Then we had a breakout really strong above it. Then it stayed pretty much until noon between plus zero point 0.5 and minus zero point 0.5, and we did get a breakout down. Did get a going back up and went up a little bit above zero point 0.5, but then stayed between plus zero point 0.5 and minus zero point 0.5 for quite a while till we got a breakout just a little bit below zero point 0.5 and noticed the support multiple times at minus zero point 0.5 and then support multiple times at plus zero point 0.5. So that sort of gives us an indication of there is tends to turn around once it gets above or below those ranges. Not that it can't go up and stay up, but or go past it, but those are rare occurrences. You know what? Probably 90% of the time yesterday it was between plus zero point 0.5 and minus zero point 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that helps.
That was a good explanation. Thank you.
Yep. And you can start sharing again on yours.
Okay.
Do it back a little bit again. Come on. Get out of it. Do it.
Looking like we were beginning to get the beginnings of a breakout toward the put side a couple candles ago, but that quickly turned around back into consolidation. See our volume is slacking off quite a bit.
And again, still don't have any agreement between the 5 minute and the 1 minute direction on their MACDs.
Yeah. And we are 2.5 minutes away from the pop.
And I would guess we're going to get some movement today at that
Mm-hmm.
pop with those reports.
Mm-hmm.
What about the demand zone? Does it stay at the bottom of that first 5 minute candle, or is that doji on the second 5 minute candle?
We moved it up to where the doji is
Okay,
because there was agreement on two adjacent candles there.
got it.
And as usual, or as most times, don't get fooled by the first 30 seconds of the pop of the top because even the first minute, it a lot of times will turn around and go the other direction. Not always, but probably 80 to 85% of the time it turns around.
Mm-hmm.
Just wants to be hanging around the supply zone
It does.
for the last 15 minutes or so.
When you're in a trade, do you ever pull up the actual strike chart and watch it versus the 1 and 5?
Say that again, Brian. I'm sorry. You were a little
When
low.
you're in a trade, do you ever pull up the actual strike and watch that chart, or do you just keep watching the
Uh,
one?
I
Um,
do because I on my active trader I have the actual price of the strike of the option.
Okay,
So I have it there. On Tim, he has the SPY on that upper right chart.
yeah.
All right, we're in the pop.
Okay, and there it goes.
What?
Are getting a nice pop here. It's tempting to jump in on this, but don't do it.
Existing home sales missed by just a little bit, and month-to-month change on from last month are down quite a bit from last month. Consumer expectations is just missed by a little bit. Um, the index came down by missed by a little bit. The inflation expectations were actually a little hotter than anticipated. The 5 year was what they anticipated.
Mm-hmm. So see how on the pop we did get really nice volume come in, but see how high that candle went, and then immediately within that same minute came back down almost all the way. Now it's popping back up. Could be a breakout. So I'm going to keep an eye on the 615 on the call side. Well, need to wait for the 1 minute MACD to probably cross again and come back up. And it is way high, so we'll just hold off on anything right now.
I hope you're not going crazy, Tim, but I don't hear any noise this morning.
Nope, nope. They are done.
Wow.
They have finished the house, and now the movers are moving stuff back in.
I I'm amazed that that happened
I
before.
am too. I
Yeah.
am too. Of course, it's going to take a while to get. We have some new furniture coming, and it's going to take a while for all that to happen. But I may be back in my office. Well, actually, I will be back in my office on Monday.
Yeah, yeah, good, good. So going down 2 floors, does that mean you're going to be trading puts on Monday?
Maybe if the market says so.
So just as another point of clarification on this MACD, you just said we're staying out of this trade because it's way high. You know, it was like 9.
Yeah,
I mean, it was at 947, 1.78. What is that? Super high or
that's super
I mean, what?
high. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
definitely super high.
Okay.
All right, 1 minute MACD's coming down back into a reasonable range there, but the 1 minute or the 5 minute, maybe it's trying to flatten out a little bit, but I'd like to see some more confirmation of coming down,
Yeah.
particularly as green as the markets are.
coming down through the supply zone now, or trying to. We've got 12,629,000 traded on the underlying asset.
Volume
Mm-hmm.
and a few candles there before the pop that were just a tad under 100,000, but everything else
Mm-hmm.
has been 100,000 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Keith, I just added those lines to the 1 minute MACD. Do I have to save the workspace to keep them for next week or not?
It shouldn't, they should stay there, but it's always a good idea to save your space once you've changed something on the chart.
Thank you.
Yep.
Price trying to come down here, trying to break through the supply zone. Got our 5 minute finally doing some converging. I'm going to keep an eye on the 618 on the put side. 618 strike put. Like to see it break through this previous low.
Yeah. Yeah, even though we don't have a zone drawn in there, it tends to honor those previous lows and highs too.
Mm-hmm. All right. And that was it. Price is rising again. So price just not doing a whole lot of anything right now.
Move the demand or supply zone up there.
Yep.
So the other one's not a minor just because it's so
Uh,
close.
Well,
Yeah.
I did leave it as a minor
Yeah.
since it's been finding some support there. But yes, a lot of times when it's that close, we won't do that. But here, looking even up on the 1 minute chart, it found some support there quite often.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and left it in there as a minor zone. Still watching this 618 on the put. If I get into a put here, because it isn't moving very fast.
No.
And we're waiting for it to get down below that bottom around 650 or 955 at
Right.
615.81 in that range there to get below that before we would enter a put here.
Yeah.
Just doesn't want to get down there. It's finding some
No.
support there.
Nope, it does not. It's 1593. Slowly selling off. Got our 1 minute MACDs back to the center line. Come on down. Come on. Thank you. All right, 618 on the put side. And it's going right back up.
Playing with us, Tim.
It is.
Definitely getting some 1 minute volume candles that are below 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, but occasionally.
Price bouncing back up. Price going sideways now, still in consolidation.
Is there a range on the 5-minute MACD commensurate with the one that you watch?
Yeah, as Keith said earlier, a +2 or a -2.
Okay, thank you.
Got Dow's up 272, Nas up 217, S&P up 48. Price is meandering down very slowly, but lots of little reversals in here. All right. Still looking at that 618 on the put side. If this should break down, 5 minute MACD is crossing. But the 1 minute, yeah, it's barely moving down. All right, stand by on the 618. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at it. Pass me by. Get rid of that. I don't know why it did that.
At 289.
All right, let's try to get in this again. This comes down. And try again, getting in.
I think I said 289. It's actually 299 I got in.
Okay. Well, mine just won't fill. So I'm canceled again. Five-minute MACD did cross. And try one more time, getting in. Not letting me in. All right, forget you. Let Keith make all the money on this one.
Not yet.
Hey, finally got in. 296. Whoops. I accidentally got out. I didn't mean to do that. Take your fingers off the keyboard there, Tim.
Yeah.
Got out at 312. May go right back into this thing.
You're getting close to VWAP though, too.
Yeah. Dang it.
Come on down. Come on down.
There you go.
Try to get profit here. It just comes down a little bit more. Come on. Come on. There we go. 299 to 344.
Nice.
Yeah, I would normally have let that run a little bit more, but so often it finds hesitation crossing VWAP.
Yep.
And now we're getting close to the demand zone too, so that's all right. Got 45 cents on it.
Yeah, that's a shame, Keith, that you just got that little amount on that.
Yeah, yeah. Up $1.03 for the day on two trades.
All right. I'm up 95 on two trades.
Good, good.
And I'm going to head over to the call side, do the 613 on the call side. Just watch it. Need to see the 5 minute turnaround. Price came down, almost touched the demand zone.
Yep.
Which VWAP line are you watching? The true 1 minute or the Heikinashi?
The true 1 minute.
Mine doesn't appear to be in the same spot as yours.
Um,
Your 1 minute seems to match up with mine.
there's a setting for on VWAP, forget the setting that allows you to either go VWAP for the day or VWAP ongoing. That can change its position a little bit. How far off are you?
Have you got it around 6:15:28 right now?
No.
No, six
The,
fifteen oh
the,
one.
I think the issue is what day extent do you have on your charts? If you go up to the 1 minute at the top, do the pull down for that. What is it set at? Today or 1 day, 1 minute?
1 day, 1 minute.
Yeah, go today, 1 minute and see if they line up. No, mine says 1 day, 1 minute. I'm not seeing.
Yeah, so does mine.
Yeah, I have 1 day, 1 minute. Yeah, the difference is on that is if you're picking up the when it's closed, when the market's closed, there's still the pre-market stuff.
Right.
It'll pull up the VWAP for that. So yeah, mine set at 1 day, 1 minute. Let's see what the other
All
thing.
right. If you go into your VWAP, customize, and if you can see it on the screen right now, went to edit studies, VWAP, customizing to the little gear there. You can set the time frame from day to week to month. You may want to check that and make sure it's on day.
Yeah, that's what mine is. And the numerical deviations up and down are minus 0.2 and, oh, excuse me, -2 and +2.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're a little past an hour in. We've got 17,350,000 traded on the underlying. Dow is up 307, Nas is up 227, S&P's up 62. Still very positive, broader indices. Price on the rise again. 5-minute MACD is starting to curl. So at least it's flattened out a bit.
Yeah, but it's getting up so close to the intermediate zone and then not far away from the supply zone too.
Yeah. Yep, kind of bouncing off of the minor zone right now.
So next Monday and Tuesday, Dexter may have some company here on the Zoom. My sister-in-law is coming into town on Monday, I guess it is. So they won't be here in time for the Zoom on Monday, but
Mm.
on Tuesday we may get some barking in the background.
All right.
I haven't told my cats yet that they're coming, so.
Oh dear. They're gonna love that.
Yeah, well, my sister-in-law has a bunch of cats at home, so the dogs are used to being out around cats, and they're getting to be older dogs anyway, so shouldn't be an issue.
If you were to enter, let's just say a call trade, 616 with a 52 delta versus the 614.70 delta at the exact same time, will the price movement be reflected? So let's say I get 10 cents on the 616. Will I get 10 cents on the 614 in the same frame or not?
No, you should have a higher return. The
Okay.
higher the delta, the faster the pace of price movement.
Okay.
But of course, the trade-off is you pay more for it.
The other thing that can play into it too is looking at the volume traded on the two options. If there's a big difference between the two, I would go with the one that has the higher volume on it. For instance, the 616, let me reset my chart here. So like the 616 has 69,000 traded, and the 615 has 7,000 or 70,000. So there isn't much difference. They're pretty much the same. So either one should be fine. But occasionally you may find one that's quite a bit different. For instance, this isn't what we're looking at, but if you look at the 618, it's 112,000 and the 619 is only 44,000. So if you get that big a difference, I would definitely go with the one that has the higher volume on it.
Thank you.
Yep. I mentioned that the intermediate zone was coming up back uh, when we were looking at this about 1033, that it could be resistance going higher, and certainly that's been the case here.
Mm-hmm.
At the 1 minute MACD trying to come down and cross over again.
Good reason to have marked it as a minor zone.
Yeah. Brian, did you get your VWAP straightened out, the price wise?
I put my crosshairs on it on the true 1 minute. I've got it at 6:15:33. Where are you guys at?
I'm at 6:15:02.
Mine's at 6:15:08.
Pretty close now.
Yep, yep. Good. Good.
Oh, guys, I'll be right back. Get a little coffee.
Yep. We are getting the 1 minute MACD crossing over going down. Probably look at the 618 on the put side again, just watching it. But I don't really want to give any money back today either. Pretty pleased with the up $1.03. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. The thing is, if I wait for it to cross the VWAP, doesn't have very far to go to get to the demand zone, so not a lot of movement there, and so I probably won't get into it.
How we doing? Did you get into that?
I did not. I was going to wait for it to cross VWAP, but then there's not much room between VWAP and the demand zone, so I'm just not going to get into it and give money back.
Yeah.
By the way, I mentioned to Tim yesterday, I'm just not trusting myself on getting out of these trades when they turn around. It's like a frog in a boiling water or going to boiling water. I just hesitating too much. So I've got trailing stops set up that I'm trying to test out on this. So I'll keep you up to date on what I'm seeing, but just peace of mind that I'm not having to think about it and be emotional about getting out of a trade when it goes bad. Just let the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the three or four trades that I've let go way too long this month makes a huge difference on my overall returns for the month, whether I got out at 80 cents versus letting them go where they got out. And so and 80 cents is even more than I'm looking to try to set my trailing stops on.
Yeah, I have a hard stop set at 50 now.
Yeah, I was looking back at some numbers, and a number of those I would have got called out at 50. So I've got it set at 60 cents right now on my trailing stop
Mm.
when I get into a trade. Just goes to show if you get something out like 60 cents or even 80 cents, it makes a huge difference. We can make up those numbers quite
Yeah,
easily.
yeah, absolutely.
Plus, it also gives me a reason to get out of it quick and get in the other side of it too, to
Hmm.
try to make it back there, which makes a big difference also. Yeah, trying to cross VWAP there, but again, it's what it only has 30 or 40 cents to go before it gets to the demand zone. Just isn't much room there.
Yeah, and there's no telling how far it will actually go either.
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
have to go all the way down.
yeah, yeah. So just isn't worth it. And there was a good question yesterday about what expiration, excuse me, we use once we get past noon. If indeed you trade in the afternoon, typically around one, definitely by 1 o'clock, I'm trading the next day's expiration if I do any trading in the afternoon. Not that
Yeah,
I want to hold it overnight, but it's just time decay doesn't kill you if you have to hold it a little bit.
right. Yeah, my time is 12 noon.
Yeah, yeah.
Get that back in view, that back in view.
Got the 1 minute MACD's getting down to minus zero point 0.5. 5 minute MACD's down to +1.
One minute MACD is flattening out. A little bit shy of the demand zone if this is indeed a turnaround.
Oh, the other factor of not getting into a put there with not much room to move is it's still everything is a very positive green today too. So
Yeah.
that also factors into the decision.
All right, I'm going to head over to the call side. I'm probably going to do the 613 on the call side here. I'd like to see this 5 minute flatten out and curl up a bit.
Here's an example here. If you look at the 612 on the put side or on the call side, the volume is only 6,600, yet the volume on the 613 is 20,380. So quite a big difference between those two strikes. So I definitely go with the higher volume one.
Mm-hmm. That price is not quite finished descending.
Yeah, got to cross VWAP and turn back around.
Just in consolidation right now. Just a program note. I will be out Monday. Keith will be calling the calls on Monday.
I will be here.
Yay. All right, goes price up.
1 minute MACD's trying to cross over going up. Another good crowd in today, Tim.
Yeah. Appreciate you all being here and supporting the room.
And good questions, Brian. And just a good example. If you have questions, you're welcome to unmute yourself and ask questions or make a comment.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to win the game tonight, Tim?
Alabama, of course.
Sounds like a biased opinion to me.
Yeah, it is. It is.
His wife will shoot him if he says anything else.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I tip my hat to Tim that living in Georgia there, Atlanta, Georgia there, and doing all that, and they're not shy about flying their Bama flag out front.
Nope. I know our kids went to Georgia, or say what we say is our money went to Georgia and our hearts went to Alabama.
Yeah, yeah.
I just took my Michigan one down with my tail between my legs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that gives me issue there. I grew up in Ohio, so big Ohio State fan. I didn't go there, but
I thought we were friends.
yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
But now our coach is crazy, so what do you expect?
Yeah, really. What's the deal?
I've got an interesting story about that. I went to University of Akron, and my freshman year, I took a conditioning class, one of my phys ed classes, and the coach of the teacher of the class was the running backs coach for the football team named
Uh,
Jim Tressel, and he went on to be for years at Youngstown, was winning national championships in that Division II at Youngstown, then went to Ohio State. I'm sorry, he went from Akron to Ohio State as an assistant, then went to as a head coach at Youngstown for years. But
mm,
obviously came back to Ohio State and won a national championship at Ohio State.
hmm.
And once he was let go there, he came back to Akron to head up the fundraising at Akron. And I was
Oh,
back for an event, and I stopped in and chatted with him for about 20 minutes in his office. We had a nice talk, and
very cool.
he was always a nice guy, very very respectable guy. And anyway, so I knew him back before he was famous. And he's actually, last I heard, he went back to Youngstown now as the president of the university at Youngstown.
Oh, wow.
It's funny. He said, I can't tell you how many people said that they were in my conditioning class at Akron. He says there weren't that many students that would have been in that class, but he was definitely in the class. He was an unforgettable guy that was there.
I'll bet. Cool story.
Yeah.
Well, price just does not want to get above
Yeah.
VWAP. Thought there might be one last trade in here for us, but we are quickly running out of time. All right, folks, we're at the top of the hour. That's going to do it for us for today and for this week. So thank you, Keith,
Yep. Thank
for
you,
everything.
Tim. And you all have a good weekend, everybody, and I'll see you here Monday morning.
Yes, and I will see you all back Tuesday morning. So have a good weekend. Remember, it's the last weekend to do shopping,
Yes,
and
sir.
we will see you all back here next week. Thanks for
Okay.
supporting the room, and have a great day.
Okay. See you,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.